And it seems that we have a reliable connection now to Nazma. Nazma, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, you are joining us from where exactly at this
I'm
point?
from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
That you are in Bangladesh right now. Well, I hope you can understand my question because as a former child worker, you are intimately aware of the historic mistreatment that garment workers have experienced. And this is why we'd like to ask you, can you share with the audience some of the most pressing labor issues that continue to remain prevalent within the fashion industry today?
Thank you very much and inviting me this SDG Fashion Forum in Frankfurt. You know, the most important and difficult thing that people who are coming to producing goods like Bangladesh, most of them are coming to for the cheap labor and cheap labor market. So that is when people are not addressing proper workers' uh, dignity and workers' rights, because it is very painful for us, because the multinational who are coming to our country and different country due to cheap labor. So when cheap labor, it's question of all the right is violation and abusing. So this kind of issues, and the main issues, long working hours, female workers as exploitation, we don't have the living wages, we don't have proper freedom of expression, freedom of association, and also we have using young child labor. Many exploitation happen because the system is not appropriately and rightly mentioned, and the fast fashion, and also uh, the you see, in 2013, there was a Rana Plaza building collapse. Over 1,000 people was died because people are not care about the workers. People are not thinking about the workers' life and livelihood. Our another challenge is a nutrition. All the young girls come to the garment sector making goods, and they don't have proper food. They are hunger, and their children are separate from the parents. There is no daycare center facility properly. There is no how to get the proper food and justice. Many issues are in the fast fashion is very crucial and difficulties, because our people are not getting proper profit and margin, and our people always hunger, and we don't have the job security. Today we work, tomorrow we cannot ensure, and our workers is like a precarious work. They don't have that proper wages. Even less than $100 is a minimum wage per month our workers are getting. So when we are talking about the SDG, decent work and economical growth, how we have to achieve the agenda 2030, the question, if the workers are behind, the corporate are powerful, and these things. And we are talking about the SDG, the 17 goal, 1 to 70, each and everything is related to the business and people's rights and people's benefit, hunger, education, gender, decent work, climate change. A lot of issues are education, but how it is addressing, who is thinking, how things going on, because our workers' life is always threatened. Our life workers has always challenges. We thought the after Rana Plaza systemic change has been started, but nothing. The power is not equally distributed. The corporate, the capitalism, neoliberalization, militarization, everything is affected workers' life and women's life. So women's always giving a lot of value and a lot of effort, but they are not getting their fair wages and fair rights. Gender-based violence, sexual harassment, it's a very severely day by day increase. What is the solution? How this company, how the state are thinking, how they are talking? Because people are not thinking about the workers, people are thinking about the profit and profit. They are greedy, and they are not respect and no dignity, and we don't have the women friendly workplace, because we need to change this cheap labor issues. The different country need to be change and legislation and due diligence for the They are multinational company and brand and fashion retailer who are producing. With COVID-19, the whole Bangladesh is under lockdown. The garments workers are working. The question of the vaccination, question about the safety net, social protection, risk allowance, nothing they are doing. Even this COVID-19, we don't have the transportation fatality, but our workers are working early in the morning and they work till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, midnight. So how they have to go? What kind of transportation they arrange for the garments workers? The social safety net, the social security, the health and safety issue, social distance, do the company are following? Of course not. The fast fashion, what kind of responsibility they are doing? The multinational who are coming to our country, most of their compliance people monitoring and evaluating the workers' rights and the issues during the COVID time online. They are not in physical. The supplier, they are not in the factory. The brand and retailer, they are not inside the factory. Only the workers are working in the factory, the women's. And they are not talking about their life, their thinking. Because if I'm going to say that in America, 1886, there was a big labor unrest where the police was killing the workers and fighting and beaten and arrested the workers. But till now, the same situation and same thing across the world. Nothing has changed. Nothing has improved. The, because we have the three rights, the 24 hours, the 24 hours divided by 3, 8 hours sleep, 8 hours working, 8 hours recreation, and but today still our workers working 12 to 14 hours. So what has been changed? Still, when our workers raise their voice, they are blacklisted, they lost their job, they went to prison. So only the change has the globalization, auto machine also kill women's workers' job, and people are not thinking this auto machine, artificial intellectual can run by the woman. So many issues and address are not happen. Even the European Union, the government like America, they are not keen about the workers' rights. Everybody are keen about the profit and margin. So people are very much greedy. People are very much hungry, but they are not properly care about the workers and do care about this. The compensation in Bangladesh very low, 100,000 euro if you of industrial accident, people are murdered, 1,000 euro, 100. If you only 1,000 euro. If you are severely injured, it will be 100, 1,200 euro. So if people's life is only 1,000 euro, so then where we get our benefit, why we get the justice? We are listening a lot of good thing, we are learning a lot of good thing, but and we didn't get anything. So that kind of system is make a very anger. We need to be and we need hope and we need to action, because anger, hope, action is very important. Because people are doing so much charity, doing so much welfare work, but nobody is doing their own duties and responsibility, how to worker can get betterment of their things, betterment of their life. Because if the workers are peaceful, if workers are healthy, if workers are good enough earning, obviously it's also impact on the productivity. But if workers are hunger, if workers are illness, how the business will be run continue? In Bangladesh, 40 years women's or 45 years old women's, they voluntarily need to leave this factory because they don't have the production capacity. But as per law said, 60 years they can work. But after 40, where these people go? How they survive? Because they are young and youth. Most of the important energy they are giving to the fast fashion. But what fast fashion give it to them? So this return back. Only that got the fashion company and the maybe consumer, because they are getting discount, they are getting sell, they are getting buy one get free, but our workers are not getting anything. So the people need to know how the company giving so much uh, discount, so much sale or offer, because nothing is free in this world. Somebody needs to be paid. Who are they? Our workers, blood and sweat. So this is the system going on in the fast fashion, and this is the way things are going. So COVID-19, anyone is not coming and helping our workers. Hundreds of workers lost their job, illegally dismissed. The pregnant women should get the maternity leave and benefit, but they lost their job, and we didn't found any justice from the anyone. Nobody's care about this. People are thinking only the profit and profit and profit. So this is the system, and this is the painful. We are suffering all the way. So when I'm cheap labor, as a child labor or young labor, when I'm not getting proper food, when I'm not getting proper shelter, that is the things we are going on, and that is happening across the world in the fast fashion. So that's the difficulties in our heart, and it is very painful. It is very hard for us. Thank you.
We thank you for this very harsh insight of the matter that is happening over there, and also it really covers what also our youth activist Clara mentioned earlier. What I would like to ask you is, because of 2021, that marks the second year of the decade of action to deliver on the SDGs by 2030, including SDG 5, gender equality, and SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, of what you just all mentioned. And it's clear by the issues you listed that the sector still must make changes to better align itself with these goals. So what we would like to know is, what is that what the Awaj Foundation is doing to support this mission? What exactly is it that they're doing?
Awaj Foundation is a grassroots workers' rights organization, so we are trying to educate and empowering women and workers in the ready-made garment sector. Also, we are educated and giving awareness training to factory level management also, because mostly we work the industrial relation and collective bargaining, freedom of association, and gender-based violence, health and nutrition, financial literacy, women empowerment, conflict, health, all area we are trying to whatever need for the factory as well as the workers, that kind of. Also we are giving healthcare services for the garments workers and their children. We are giving legal aid support. We are providing daycare center for garments workers. So whatever they need, even emergency relief during the COVID-19, we are also support. And mostly we are trying to be factory level dispute resolution mechanism and grievance handling procedure and trust building between workers and management. And we are trying to help the union to how women get the leadership position in the factory level union, and negotiation and collective bargaining, where they can ensure their living wages and gender-based violence issues and any other and health and other issues.
The thing is, I pretty much had some more questions in between, but most of them been already answered by you. So at this point, of course, as the competition has continued to rise, of course, fashion stakeholders have consistently looked for ways to cut their expenses, often compromising on workers' rights to reduce production costs. We just talked about that. But how do we engage brands and suppliers to move away from these harmful practices? Any suggestions on that behalf?
Actually, it's a competitive market. I know it's everywhere, where they are getting better price and better product. The fact the company are moving to Bangladesh to India, India to Myanmar, Myanmar to Vietnam, Vietnam to China, Ethiopia, wherever the industry we have. But the question of the issues, if we really want to achieve Agenda 2030, then the purchasing practice should be very fair and transparent, because that is the big challenge, because they are The people, human beings, should not be treated cheap labor or as an instrument. They are the human being. They have to get their fair rights. And how the business and human rights should be, perspective of business and human rights need to be addressed. People's hunger, people living, five fundamental basic right need to be ensured: food, housing, clothes, health, education, and recreation. It is very important. Whenever they have started business, whatever they have to do, I know it's a competitive market, but when people are hunger, people are behind, and somebody are going to very faster and faster in advance, that's not the sustainability. That not to be work out. That need to be changed. The transparency, accountability from the all level. It's not only the brand, it's also supplier, it's from the government side, it's from the union side. Everyone need to be accountable. And how to make work together and trust building and priority about the people's life and livelihood. Because when we are not addressing, even the consumer has the responsibility to know, learn where these goods come very cheap, how they buy this kind of so many qualityful things, and people are getting these goods. So these people need to be addressed, and these people need to work together. And another thing, because when the workers did any mistake, they have penalty, they are in prison, they have punishment. But we never seen any supplier or any brand get this any punishment or any penalty. So that also important, because if I have mistake, I have penalty, but you have mistake, you don't have. These people are getting, also whole business is running, whole government and authority, even the German government are more proactive business and profit, but they are not much about the human rights and business perspective. So they need to be this kind of things. I know there is a lot of initiative across the world, but what is the change of the factory? What is the change the workers' life and livelihood? This initiative, so much aid, so much money coming to for the supporting garments workers and capacity building, but how much goes to the grassroots like Awaj Foundation? How much goes to the factory? That is the question. Because money is coming to our country, again goes to the consultancy fee in Europe and America, but the workers are hungry. So everywhere is a mistrust, misdistribution, equally not treated. So that kind of systematic change is very important. And this COVID-19, the workers how to get the vaccination, how to because they are working very hazardous and dangerous workplace, and nobody is working in Bangladesh, but only garments. So that you need to be realized. The fast fashion, the people are producing a good dress for you, but you people are not care about them. So it's an unhuman injustice need to be changed, and unhuman injustice need to be reduced, because it's a climate change also affected the poor production country peoples and people's life. Bangladesh also high risks in 2030. 50 million people need to be migration or refugee from the Bangladesh due to the climate change, because our sea level is gone up. So it's everywhere is threat, and everybody is not care about the things. So our challenge, if we are not sustained, if we are not um, alive, then the Europe, America, such a rich country like Germany will not also survive, because all the manual, all the hardship work, the poor country like Bangladesh, underdevelopment country, we are doing, and you people are taking the advantage and privilege. Now we need the privilege, we need to secure it, we need to be ensure we will not destroy in the environment, we will not hunger, the malnutrition, maternity protection. uh, the workers are not fear the boss offering sex, and boss is harassment and abuse. So our demand is not we wanted to be five-star hotel or business class ticket, whatever our need, basic fundamental, how we have to ensure proper nutrition our workers and their family, and the union, collective bargaining and freedom of association. Because as per the ILO convention, labor standard from the ILO as well as our local country laws. How do we get the better justice and how to get the better food and reduce the number of work because long working hour is people's life is getting hard. Young people, girls 20 years girls looks like a 30 45 years old because so much hard nothing they have proper nutrition proper drinking and resting. So basic fundamental balance world we want balance our partnership and power distribution because in like Bangladesh 80% business people are in Bangladesh. Even the Donald Trump in USA they are also, even in Germany also many people when you are talking about the worker rights they are more focused on the business. Oh,
Uh,
business is important, business is not running, then how we have to overcome. So your people are taking lot of value, wealthy, and resource from our country, but you are giving begging. So from Germany or any country, we don't want to begging or any donation or any charity. Please give us our profit share, give us our living wage, give us our freedom of expression, freedom of voice, and give us the equal rights and equal position as a human being. That's the things we need.
Thank you, Nazma. You made yourself really loud and clear, and I hope that you will succeed on your path, and that you will also achieve to achieve those SDGs for that matter. Thank you so much for your time. Sorry for the inconvenience that we had on the technical side before that, but thank you so much for that insight. Thank you, Nazma.
Thank you very much. Thank you.